Teresa, your host, and today I'm here with Gina, who is our youth director with CYP Oversight, and Gina's going to talk to us about gardening. So it's still month of the military child, so families that play together stay together. So Gina's going to talk to us a little bit about how the kids here with CYP and their families can incorporate gardening into their everyday lives. So
Sure,
Gina?
sure. Yeah, we developed our garden about 8 years ago, and it came out of a concept of really programming that was required for our school-age care youth. But it's really evolved into a CYP, we call it our CYP campus with the Child Development Center as well as school-age care. And our garden actually just incorporates that family unity that you're talking about, whether it's families that are enrolled or it's families within our child care center. So the garden really has evolved so much over the years, and we incorporate families as much as we can into what we do. So our school-age care youth really maintain the garden, and this is a perfect time to come to see our garden because we're in the middle of maintaining it, getting the soil ready, and we're actually restructuring it. So we've learned a lot over the last 8 years. MWR supports us a lot in what we do, and they really helped us rebuild our raised beds. We've learned a lot. So the Child Development Center, even though we have children as young as infants, all the way up to age 5 in preschool there, they still help us. They come up to the garden in the summer. It's been like just a super activity for them to take a walk, whether they're in the stroller. The infants aren't doing much, but they're in the stroller and they're able to smell the mints and just experience the calmness that's up there at the garden. There's not really any traffic or anything coming through that area, so we'll bring music up there, and so it's a way for the classroom bubbles at this point that are pretty much family, right, to enjoy and to help us. So we've had preschoolers come up, the 1-year-olds come up, they have little watering cans and they'll water the garden in the height of the season. School-age care does more of the digging and turning and picking, and so it's been a great experience just for our youth and all of the children and the families that help us. So a few things that came out of the programming in the garden itself was we always want to look ahead and see how we can push our programming. And one of the ways we did that was we found that on the weekends we didn't have anybody to water garden. So in the height of July or August, it could be a problem. So we incorporated years ago a weekend water program where we asked families to come and that are local, and they come and we give them a little tutorial and they water our garden, and in like payment back to them, they can pick some vegetables and then take them home and share them with their families.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been a great program. If we don't have anyone for some reason, then our staff will come in and water because it does take a lot of watering. We have a very large garden. The other thing that we started was kind of a crop share program. So in the abundance of like the middle of the gardening season where we have tomatoes and we've got parsley and we have all the mint you could ever want, we'll cut that, we'll bring it in, we'll harvest it basically, and we'll share it with our family. So we might put a cart outside at pickup time or a table outside, and we ask parents, hey, take 1 or 2 depending on the abundance that we had, take it home, share it with your family. So it's another way that the families at CYP can benefit from the garden, and a lot of them are really, really happy about that.
And you also had mentioned too that you kind of share it within MWR itself, so like the old club. And,
yes. So in past years, last year was a little with COVID, but pre-COVID, we would take, pictures of mint and parsley and basil to the officers club, and they would use it within their drinks, maybe that they make, or within the food, and they were very, very, very grateful of the items that we were providing, whether it's mainly herbs and tomatoes, because we normally have an abundance of tomatoes. And we would do a little card so that people checking into the Officers Club for a meal would know, hey, some of the herbs in your food or in your drink came from the school age care garden.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
been really cool. And so we look to kind of push every year what we're doing. So right now we're restructuring the layout of the garden because we're finding the old way that we had it, the children couldn't get in between the beds. So we've made the beds smaller, again with the help of MWR, and it's just been a really great overall experience for the staff and for the kids.
That's awesome. So do you think that we could find some friends today and
Sure.
maybe do some planting?
Sure.
Awesome.
Yes, definitely. Well, it's cold weather planting.
Yep.
So there's definitely we're preparing right now, seeding vegetables downstairs. We have a greenhouse also, but we're seeding vegetables and then some of those vegetables can be sowed right into the garden at this time of year. So we're hoping we can show you what we do.
Great, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit.
Great.
All right, guys, welcome back. We're back here at School Age Care, and I'm here with Luce, one of our program assistants here. And Luce actually is kind of in charge of the gardening here at CYP and School Age Care. So she's going to help us talk about what we got going on over here, some of the things that what they already have planted, some education regarding some planting, and then we're going to go outside with some of our friends and show you how it's done. All right, are you ready, Luce? All right.
I will show you what we have right here, which is like we started from seeds pretty much. Well, the weather is cold outside. We try to build some activity plans based on what is our garden indoor. That includes like basil, which you can use any containers from whatever you have in your house. That includes we plant some flowers here. We have one of our activity programs plants is root viewer, which we have radishes here. We have carrots, which it shows the kids how the carrots, how they are growing. They will show the size right here, and the radishes as well. Another part is we started with corn, which is right here. We have peppers in that container. We actually have watermelon here, and those are our starting plants to go right into the garden, having them inside, growing in a natural kind of warming weather, because those are like for weather when they are more hot. And when it's starting June, which the first week of June, we will go up there and planting the plants who are for hot weather. We have some packages here which help us to guide in the zone we are, which is kind of between 5B to 7A. And that's our perfect guide. If you are not an expert in gardening, that will be our perfect guide to just follow what they say. It will give you like what they need about the sun, how far apart they need to be. And this is part of what is going to be. Soon we are going to go up and showing you how for this weather right now, which is kind of cold and changes temperature, we are going to have some vegetables who are going to be growing in these weather conditions. We are here with some of our friends who are my helpers. She is holding one of our sunflower seeds from last year. We are going to use it this year. We have some of our friends watering our corn, which is going to be transplanted. And talking about watering is one of main course who the kids can develop in their life skills. They can develop some responsibilities, which is one of our important core in our programming, because gardening helps them to develop those skills. One of them is responsibility. They also create healthy habits. We have some family who participates in our program, which is great because that helps us to create that family bonding, which we have in the past, we work with our garden, and whatever we have like in the garden, we create like, I will give you an example of a pasta dinner we have here, and all the ingredients we need are from the garden. Also, in our life skills, they learn new skills for science, which is the life cycle of the plants, how the plants reproduce, how it's so important the water in them. We also learn new skills like math. How many seeds do they need to be putting in the holes to have a successful plant? Gardening helps us to be more organized. Plan how the garden is going to be, how we are going to plant the plants in the garden, and also that helps them to see how they can be more successful. And also another skill it will be good for them to learn with the gardening skills is be patient, because when we plant, we need to wait for a little bit until the plants get out, which that's some of our great life skills for the kids to learn. In honor of the Earth Day today, we are going to plant some of our peas, carrots, and spinach because they do very well when the weather is cold.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We had such some great helpers today. All right, guys, ready? 1, 2, 3.